Hello friends, my name is Ruparila Prince. Today topic is your subconscious mind as a partner in success. He began to imagine that he was in his own store. He mentally arranged the better bottles, depend, dispensed, dispensed pre, prescription prescription and imagine several clerks in the store waiting on a customer. He also visualized a big bank balance mentally. He worked in that imaginary store like a good actor. He like the role act as a thought I am and I will be this paramedics put himself wholeheartedly into the act, living, moving, and acting in the assume, assumption that he owned the store. The sequel was interesting. He was discharged from his position. He found a new employment with a large chain store, become a manager, and later on a district manager. He saved enough money in 4 years to provide a down payment on a drugstore of his own. He called it Dream Pharmacy. It was, he said, exactly the store I saw in my imagination. He become a recognized success in his chosen file and was happy doing what he loved to do. Using the subconscious mind in business. Some years ago, I gave a lecture to a group of businessmen on the powers of imagination and the subconscious mind. In this lecture, I pointed out I pointed out I, how Geoth used his imagination visually when confronted with difficulty and presi- predicament. His biographer point out that he was accustomed to file many hours quality holding imaginary conversation. It is well known that his customer was to imagine one of his friend before him in a chair, answering him in the right way. In other words, if he were concerned over any problems, he imagined his friend giving him the right or appropriate answer, accompanied with the usual gesture and ton- tonal qualities of the voice, and he made the entire imaginary scenes as real and as vivid as possible. One of the men present at this lecture was a young stockbroker. He processed to adopt the technique of Geoth. He began to have a mental imaginary conversation with a multimillionaire banker, friend of his who used to congratulate him on his wise and sound judgment and compliment him on his purchase of the right stock. He used to de- dramatize this imaginary conversation until he had psychologically fixed it as a form of belief in his mind. These brokers inner talking and control imagination settle, certainly agreed with his aim, which was to make sound investment for his client. His main purpose in life was to make money for his clients and to see them prosper financially. By his wise counsel, he is still using his subconscious mind in his business, and he is a brilliant success in his field of endeavor. Boy of 16 year turn failure into success. A young boy who was attending high school said to me, I am getting a very poor grades. My memory is failing. I do not know what is the matter. I discovered that the only thing wrong with this boy was his attitude, which was one of indirect indifference, and indifference and res- res- resentment toward some of his teacher and fellow students. I taught him how to use his subconscious mind and how to success in his studies. He began of affirm certain truth ser- several several times a day, particularly at night, prior to sleep, and also in the morning after awaking. These are the best times to impregnate the subconscious mind. He affirmed as follows: I realize that my subconscious mind is a storehouse of memory. It retains everything I read and hear from my teacher. I have a perfect memory and the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind constantly reveals to me everything I need to know at all time. All my examination, whether written or oral, radiate radiate love and goodwill to all my teachers and fellow students. I sincerely, sincerely, sincerely wish for them success and all good things. This young man is now enjoying a greater freedom than he has ever known. No, he is now receiving all as he constantly imagines the teachers and his mother congratulating him on his success in his studies. How to become successful in buying and selling. In buying and selling, remember that your conscious mind is the starter and your subconscious mind is the motor. You must start start the motor to enable it to perform its work. Your conscious mind is the dynamo that awakens the power of your subconscious mind. The first step in conveying your clarify desire, idea, or image to the deeper mind is to relax, immobilize the attention, get still and let and be quiet. This quite relaxed and peaceful attitude of mind prevents extra use matter and false idea from interfering with your mental absorption of your ideal. Furthermore, in the quite passive and respective attitude of mind, effort is reduced to a minimum. The second step is to begin to imagine the reality of that which you desire. For example, you may wish to buy a home, and in your relaxed state of mind affirms as follows: the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is all of which it reveals to me now the ideal home, which is a central ideal is in a lovely environment, meets with all my requirements, and it commensurate with my income. I am now turning this request over to my subconscious mind, and I know it respond according to the nature of my request. I realize this request with absolute faith and confidence, in the same way that a farmer deposits a seed in the ground, trusting implicitly in the laws of growth. The answer to your prayer may come through an advertisement in the paper, through a friend, or you may be guided directly to a particular home which is exactly what you are seeking. There are many ways by which your prayer may be answered. The principal knowledge knowledge in which you may place your confidence is that he answer always come, provided you trust the working of your deeper mind. You may wish to sell a home, land, or any kind of property in a private cons- consultation with real estate brokers. I have told them of the way I sold my own home on Orlando Avenue, Avenue in Los Angeles. Many of them have applied the technique I use with remarkable and speedy result. I placed a sign which read for sale by owner in the garden in front of my home. The day after, I said to myself, as I was going to sleep, supposing you sold your house, what would you do? I answered my own question, and I said I would take that thing down and throw it into the garage. In my imagination, I took hold of the sign, pulled it up from the ground, placed it on a shoulder, went to the garage, threw it on the floor, and said jokingly, to the sign, "I don't need you anymore." I felt the inner satisfaction of it all, realizing it was finished. The next day, a man gave me a deposit of $100,000 and said to me, "Take your thing down. We will go into escrow now." Immediately, I pulled the thing, up and took it to the garage. The outer action confirmed to the inner. There is nothing new about this as within, so without meaning, according to the image impressed on your subconscious mind, so it is on the objective screen of your life. The outside mirror, the inside external action follows internal action. Here another very popular method used in selling homes, land, or any kind of property. Him affirm slowly, quietly, and feelingly as follows: infinite intelligence attracts to me the buyer for this home who wants it and who proper, prospers into it. This buyer is being sent to me by the creative intelligence of my subconscious mind, which make no mistakes. This buyer may look at many other homes, but mine is the only one he want and will buy, because he is guided by the infinite intelligence within him. I know the buyer is right, the time is right, and the price is right. Everything about it is right. The deeper current of my subconscious mind are now in operation, bringing both of us together in divine order. I know that it is so. Remember always that what you are seeking is also seeking you, and whenever you want to sell a home or property of any kind, there is always someone want uh, who wants what you have to offer. By using the powers of your subconscious mind correctly, you free your mind of all sense of competition and any anxiety in buying and selling. How she succeeds in getting what she wants. There is a young lady who regularly comes to my lecture and classes. She had to change buses 3 times. It took her 1.5 hours each time to come to the lecture. In one lecture, I explained how a young man who needed a car in his work received on. She went home and experiment as outlined in my lecture. Here is her letter in part, narrating her application of my method and published by her permission. Dear Dear Dr. Murphy, this is how I receive a Cadillac car. I wanted one to come to the lectures regularly. In my imagination, I went through the in, in identity uh, ID, identical process. I would go together if I were actually driving a car. When I went to the showroom, and the salesman took me from a ride in on. I also drove it several blocks. I climbed the Cadicals. I climbed the Cadicals car as my owner over and over again. I kept the mental picture of getting into the car, driving it, filling the up whole steering, etc. consistently for over 2 weeks. Last week I drove to your lecture in a Cadillac. My uncle in Inglewood passed away and left me his Cadillac and his entire estate, a success technique employed by many outstanding executive and businessmen. There are many prominent businessmen who quietly use the abstract term success over and over many times a day until they reach a conviction that success is theirs. They know that the idea of success contains all the essential essential elements of success. Likewise, you can begin now to repeat the word success to yourself with faith and conviction. Your subconscious mind will accept it as true of you, and you will be under a subconscious compulsion to success. You are compelled to express your subjective beliefs, impressions, and convictions. What does success imply to you? You want undoubtedly to be successful in your life and in your relationship with other. You wish to be outstanding in your chosen work or profession. You wish to possess a beautiful home and all the money you need to live comfortably and happily. Happily, you want to be successful in your prayer life and in your content with the power of your subconscious mind. You are a businessman also because you are in the business of living. Become a successful businessman by imagining yourself doing what you long to do and positioning the things you long to possess. Become imaginative, mentally participate participate in the reality of the successful state. Make a habit of it. Go to sleep feeling successful every night and perfectly satisfied satisfied, and you will eventually success in implementing the idea of success in your business and in your subconscious mind. Believe you were born to success, and wonders will happen as you pray. Profitable pointers. Success means successful living when you are peaceful, happy, joyous, and doing what you love to do. You are successful. Find out what you love to do and then do it. If you don't know your true experience, ask for guidance, and the lead will come specialize in your particular field, and try to know more about it than anyone else. A successful man is not selfish. His main desire in life is to serve humanity. There is no true success without peace of mind. A successful man possesses great psychological and spiritual understanding. If you imagine an objective clearly, you will be provided with necessities through the wonder working power of your subconscious mind. Your thought fused with feeling becomes a subjective belief, and according to your belief is it done unto you. The power of sustained imagination drove forth the miracles working powers of your subconscious mind. If you are seeking promotion in your work, imagine your employer, supervisor, or love on congratulating you on your promotion. Make the picture vivid and real. Hear the voice, see the gestures, and feel the reality of it all. Continue to do this frequently, and through frequent occupancy of your mind, you will experience the joy of the answer prayer. Your subconscious mind is a storehouse of memory for a perfect memory. Affirms frequently the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me everything I need to know at all times, everywhere. If you wish to sell a home or a property of any kind, affirm slowing quietly and feelingly as follow. Infinity intelligence attracts to me the buyer for this house or property who wants it and who prosper in it situation. These answers and the deeper currents of subconscious mind will bring it to pass. The idea of subconscious contains all the elements of success. Repeat the word success to yourself frequently with faith and conviction, and you will be under a subconscious compulsion to success. Scientists, next topic is scientists use the subconscious mind. Many Many scientists realize the true importance of the subconscious mind. E- Edi- Edison Microni Kettering Poincaré Einstein and many others have used subconscious mind. It has given them the insight and the know-how for all their great achievements in modern science, modern science and industry. Research has shown that the ability to bring into action the subconscious power has determined the successful of all the great scientific and research workers. An instance of how a famous chemist Frank Friedrich von Stradonitis used his subconscious mind to solve his problem is as follows. We had been working laboriously for a long time trying to rearrange the six carbon and the six hydrogen atoms of the Binay's formula, and he was constantly perplexed and unable to solve the matter. Tired and executed, he turned the request over completely to his subconscious mind. Shortly after after afterward, as he was about to board a London bus, his subconscious presented his conscious mind with a sudden flash of a snake beating its own tail and turning around like a pinwheel. This answer from his subconscious mind gave him the long short answer of the circular re- rearrangement of the atoms that he know as the Binay's ring. How a how to distinguish scientist brought forth his invention. Nikola Tesla was a brilliant electrical scientist who brought forth the most amazing innovations. When an idea for a new invention came into his mind, he would build it up in his imagination, knowing that his subconscious mind would reconstruct and reveal to his conscious mind all the parts needed for its manufacture in concrete from thought quietly content contemplating every possible improvement. He spent no time in correcting defects and was able to give the techniques the perfect product of his mind. He said invariably My device works as I imagine it should. In 20 years, there has not been a single exception. How a famous naturalist solve his problem. Professor Professor Agassiz, a distinguished American naturalist, discovered the indefatigable activities of his subconscious mind while he slept. His one window in her biography of her famous husband has reported the following. He had been for 2 weeks striving to decipher the somewhat obscure obscure impression of a fossil fish on the stone slab in which it was preserved. Weary and perplexed, he put his work aside at last and tried to dismiss it from his mind. Shortly after, he walked on night pursued that while asleep he had seen his fish with all the missing features perfectly restored, but when he tried to hold and make fast the image, it escaped escaped uh, him. Nevertheless, he went every early to the Jardine des planets, thinking that on looking any view at the impression he should see something which would put him on the track of his vision. In vain, the Blu-ray record was as black as ever. The next night of saw the fish again, but with no more satisfactory result. When he awoke, it disappeared from his memory as before, hoping that his same experience might be respect might be repeated on the third night. He placed a pencil and a paper beside his bed before going to sleep. Accordingly, towards morning, the fish reappeared in his dreams, confusingly at first, but at last with such distances that he had no longer any doubt as to its zoological characters. Still half dreaming in perfect darkness, he treated these characters on the sheet of paper at the beside in the morning. Beside in the morning was to see surprised to see in his nocturnal sketch features which he thought it impossible impossible. The fossil itself should sketch futures which he thought it impossible. The fossil itself should reveal he extended to the Jardin Des plants and with his drawing as a guide success in chiseling away the surface of the stone under which portion of the fish provided to be hidden. When Wally exposed it corresponded with his dream and his drawing, and he succeeded in classifying it with is an outstanding physician solved the problem of diabetes. Some years ago, I received a clipping from a magazine describing the origin of the discovery of insulin. This is the essence of the article as I recall it. About 40 years ago or more, Dr. Frederick Banting, a brilliant Canadian physician and surgeon, was concentrating his attention 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 on prevention of diabetes. At that time, medical science offer no effective method of arresting the disease. Dr. Betting spent considerable time experimenting and studying the international literature literature on the subject. On a night he was executed and fell ellipse while ellipse. His subconscious mind structure him to extract the residue from the degenerated pancreatic duct of dog. This was the origin of insulin, which has helped millions of people. You will note that Dr. Banting had been consciously dwelling on the problem for some time, seeking a solution, a way out. His subconscious respond accordingly. It does not follow that you will always get an answer overnight. The answer may not come for some time. Do not be discouraged. Keep on turning the problem over every night to the subconscious mind prior to sleep, as if you had never done it before. One of the reasons for the delay may be that you look upon it as a major problem. You may believe it will take a long time to solve it. Your subconscious mind is timeless and spaceless. Go to sleep believing believing you have the answer now. Do not postulate the answer in the future. Have abiding faith in the outcome. Become convinced now as you read this book that there is an answer and a perfect solution for you. How a famous scientist and physicists escaped from a Russian concentration camp. Dr. Lothar von Blank Schmidt, a member of the Rockcast Society and an outstanding researcher, electronic engineer, gives the following conden- condensed summary of how he used his subconscious mind to free himself from certain death at the hands of brutal guard in a Russian prison camp coal mine. He states as follows: I was a prisoner of war in a coal mine in Russia, and I was men dying all around me in that prison compound will watch over by brutal guards, arrogant officer, and sharp, fast-thinking commissars. After a short medical checkup, a quota of coal was assigned to each person. My quota was 300 pounds per day. In case any man did not fill his quota, his small food ration was cut down, and in a short time he was resting in the cemetery. I started concentrating on my escape. I knew that my subconscious mind would somehow find a way. My home in Germany was destroyed. My family wiped out. All my friends and former associates were either killed in the war or were in concentration camps. I said to my subconscious mind, I want to go to Los Angeles, and you will find the way. I had seen pictures of Los Angeles, and I remembered some of the boulevards very well as some of the building. Every day and night, every day and night, would imagine I was walking down Wilshire Boulevard with an American girl I met in Berlin prior to the war. In my imagination, we would visit the stories, ride buses, and eat the restaurants. Every night I made it a special point to drive my imaginary American automobile up and down the up and down the up and down the boulevard of Los Angeles. I made all this vivid and real. This picture in my mind were as real and as natural to me as one of the tree outside of a prison camp. Every morning the chief guard would count the prisoners as they were line up. He would call out 1, 2, 3, etc. And when 17 was called out, which was my number in sequence, I stepped aside. In the meantime, the guard was called away for a minute or so, and on his return he started by mistake on the next man as number 17. When the crew returned in the evening, the number of men was the same, and I was not miss, and the discovery would take a long time. I walked out of the camp unde- unde- undetected, and kept walking for 24 hours, resting in a deserted town. The next day I was able to live by fishing and killing some wildlife. I found coal trains going to Poland and traveled on them by night until finally I reached Poland. With the help of friends, I made my way to Lucerne, Switzerland. One evening at the Place Hotel, I had a talk with a man and his wife from United States of America. This man asked me if I if I would care to be a guest at his home in Santa Monica, California. I accepted, and when I arrived in Los Angeles, I found their chauffeur drove me along West Side Boulevard and many other boulevards which I can imagine so vividly in the long months in the Russian colonies. I recognize the building which I had seen in my mind so often. I actually seemed as if I had been in Los Angeles before I had reached my goal. I will never cease to marvel and the wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, 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 it has a way. Truly, it has ways we know not of. How architect archaeologists and paleontologists reconstruct ancient scenes. These scientists know that their subconscious mind has a memory of everything that has ever transpired. As they study the ancient ruins and fossils through their imaginative imaginative perception, their subconscious mind acid aids them in reconstructing the ancient scenes. The deed past become alive and edible once more. Looking at this ancient temple and studying the pottery, statuary, tools, and household utensils of these ancient times. The scientists tell us of an age when there was no language. Communication was done by grunts, groans, and sings. The in consultation and discipline imagination of the scientist awakens the latent powers of his subconscious mind, enabling him to clothe the ancient temples with roofs and support them with gardens, pools, and fountains. The fossil remains are clothed with eyes, snews, and muscles, and they again walk and talk. The past become the living present, and we find that in mind there is no time or space. Thought, discipline, control, and directed imagination. You can be companion of the most scientific and inspire thinker of all time. How to receive guidance from your subconscious when you have what you term a difficult decision of maker, or when you fail to see the solution to your problem. Begin at once to think constructively about it. If you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. True thinking is free from fear. Here is a simple technique you can use to receive guidance on any subject. Quiet the mind and still the body. Tell the body of relax. It has to by you. It has no volition, initiative, or self-conscious intelligence. Your body is an emotional disk which records your belief in impressions. Mobiles your attention. Focus your thought on the solution to your problem. Try to solve it with your conscious mind. Think now happy you would be about the perfect solution, since the feeling you would have if you the perfect answer where you're now. Let your mind play with this mood in a relaxed way, then drop off to sleep. When you awake awaken and you do not have the answer, get busy about something else. Probably when you are preoccupied with something else, the answer will coming into your mind like pops out of a toaster. In receiving guidance from the subconscious mind, the simple way is the best thing. This is an illustration. I once lost a very valuable ring which was an heirloom. I looked everywhere for it and could not located it. At night I talk to the subconscious in the same manner that I would talk to anyone. I said to it prior to dropping off to sleep, you know all things, you know where that ring is, and you know, now reveal to me where it is. Thank you.